All right, we're here with Gilmer Swim Team coach Larry Lykin. Coach, you're getting prepared for the Mountain League Championship and the state meet. Talk a little bit about what you've seen this year from your team and what you guys are expecting in the next couple weeks.
All right, well, Saturday we have our Georgia Mountain Swim League Championship, which is going to be here in Gilmer. I expect our kids to do real well. What we're doing is we're resting some of our kids, the kids who didn't make it to state, and that's going to be their last meet, their championship meet. The kids who did make it to state, we're not resting them yet. We're going to let them keep working until we get to the state meet with them and rest them next week for that. So I expect us to do some of our kids to swim really well, some of our kids to swim tired this weekend, and then when we go to state, we'll have the rest of the kids rested and we'll do real well there, I hope.
Now let me ask, you said you're having to rest some of your kids for state. How do you balance between resting them too much and keeping them in shape?
It's called tapering. It's just an art and science combined. You just have to know what each kid does. But generally speaking, the week before we work them really hard and break all their muscles down, make them really tired. So the following week what we do is we'll start out Monday medium, and then Tuesday a little easier, Wednesday a little easier, till Friday we just warm up, basically get out. And generally speaking, most of these kids, that's what they do. Some kids are a little different that I've had longer. I know how they work, but generally speaking, that's how most tapers work, especially at this age group.
Now I know that you guys have had some success in Tifton, and at this point you're used to having success. When you have that type of success, what kind of pressure does it put on the team, and how do you manage it as a coach?
I don't know. I think the pressures, each individual kid feels pressure differently. Some kids feel the pressure to really win and do their best, but what I try to preach to them is just do a better time than they've done before and race the kid next to them. And if they do that, they'll be fine. State has gotten more competitive, more hard. District this year was the most competitive I've ever seen it in the 6 years that we've been here doing this. You know, in all honesty, about 6-8 more kids I thought should have made it to the state meet that didn't, just because our district was so fast. So I think those kids who have made it through the state have a real good chance in placing in the top 8. And as far as managing the pressures, we just do the best we can, and as long as a kid is trying their hardest, most times they're going to swim better. So we just preach, swim faster than you did last time, and swim against and race the kid next to you, and generally it works out and they do their best, and most of us are happy with that.
Now, coming from such a strong district, do you think that gives you an advantage, or at least does it give your kids confidence heading into the state meet?
I wouldn't say advantage, but definitely gives us confidence. It gives me confidence. I'm not so sure how the kids are aware of that, but it definitely gives me confidence with how we're going to compete and do there. And I think it probably gives us overall confidence. But like I said, I was still disappointed that 4 or 5 of those kids didn't make it that I really thought should have. They would have made it last year. But it probably gives us confidence, I would imagine.
All right, well, Coach, I appreciate your time, and thank you, and have good luck.
All right, thank you.